cannot tell you how many moms I have talked to or met that have been isolated, probably just like you. There are so many moms out there, and we need each other.
Help me, Mama!
Hi everybody, this is Emily for Help Me Mama. Today I wanted to talk about something that I've been thinking about for a while, seeing a lot about, and something that I've experienced myself, which is making new friends as a mom. It can be so hard, especially I think in that first time mom loneliness and seclusion, and sometimes like we ladies don't get out of that ever. And so I want to talk about this because I think mothering is something that's to be done within a community. And if you're feeling alone or lonely, or you've lost friends, I want to talk about all these things and see if we can help you out. Let's talk about it. The first thing that I would do, and I think that you're probably already doing if you're watching this video, is evaluate the relationships you already have. It might not be that you have no friends at all, but maybe some of the relationships that you have are not very good ones, or that you'd like to supplement, or maybe you need to have a better purpose in those relationships. Or it might be that you only have these sort of like tug of war type friendships, okay, where you don't really agree eye to eye on anything. Or it could be that you only have friends that you agree with about everything, and you'd like to sort of get somebody else's opinion. There are friends that we want to limit our interaction with because of their influence on our kids, and we want to show love to them and teach our kids to show love to them, but we don't want our kids thinking like they think. Is that fair to say? So let's evaluate some of these relationships. What am I looking for in a friend? What am I going to do with some of these relationships that maybe aren't the best? Or am I just sitting at home alone, and what in the world am I going to do? How did I lose my friends? Evaluate those relationships. Be honest. You might want to ask some people, if you're thinking to yourself, I'm the nicest person in the world and all my friends just left me. Well, probably not. Okay, so you might want to take an honest look, or even ask one of those friends, ask a mom, why? What am I doing wrong here, okay? It's hard to do. It can be painful to do. The second one is evaluate responsibility, and this kind of goes with this. If your relationships with friends are detrimental to, for example, your relationship with God, if your friends are tearing you away from God, or if your friends, like that chatty, complaining relationship, creating a divide between you and your husband, or if there's a bad influence on your kids, you have to evaluate the responsibilities that you have to the closest people in your life, and just use that as an opportunity to find new friends. You don't have to get rid of all your old friends. I'm not saying that, but you want to evaluate. I have wonderful responsibilities, and when I say responsibility, I don't think of it as a dragging down, like, oh, I can only find friends that are good for my family. Well, that's a wonderful thing. You have found purpose in your friendships. Responsibility is like arrow, purpose. When you have responsibility, it means you also have purpose. So shouldn't be a drag to find friendships that are beneficial to your family and to your relationship with God, that will encourage you. Responsibility to your church for the people of God, and also responsibility to your community. So I love my town. I've grown up in my town, and there are a lot of new people here. It seems to be like just growing all the time, and everybody I meet is from like out of town. They don't have any family around. So I feel like I want to be the welcome committee for my town, because I grew up here and I love it, and I want people who move here to love it and cherish it and treat it the way that I treat it, but just to love it and enjoy being here, because it's a blessed and wonderful little town. So if whether you're in your town, or whether it's like a school community that you're in, what are your responsibilities, and how can you have purpose in the relationships to serve those communities, to bring that community together in love? These are things that I get excited about it. Like, yes, bringing people together. Some people are like George Costanza, and they like to compartmentalize. They don't like, worlds to collide and get in. That's like my husband a little bit. He doesn't like worlds to collide, but I love when worlds collide because you get all these different perspectives and talents and skills. So anyways, I'm going on a rant here. But evaluate your responsibilities, and that will help you choose and identify, where am I going to find a new friend? What kind of new friend am I looking for? And then the next part, which can be the most difficult, if you're an introvert, which I am not, sorry ladies, I understand not wanting to reach out. I think we all get that, but go to the watering hole. You must go. You cannot stay in your house alone if you want to make a friend. I'm not talking about Facebook friends. I'm talking about real friends, okay? As wonderful and beneficial as a group on Facebook might be, they are not your real friend unless you see them in person. So go to the watering hole, whether that's the school parking lot or the park or the fellowship hall at church. Don't skip out on Baptist potluck, ladies. Do not leave. Even if you forgot to bring something, you sit down, you talk to somebody that you do not know. Okay? Go to the watering hole. And this is where you find out what the watering hole is. Okay? And I would say if you're a mom, not a bar. Like, this is like dating 101 too. Like, if you want to find a good man, if you want to find a good friend, don't go where the bad friends, like, don't go where the bad men are. Don't go where the bad girls are. So go to the watering hole. Go where it makes sense that you're going to find, like, where are all these women congregated, okay? So go. You have to actually go. Now, over here, when you are at the watering hole, these are my 3 things, okay? Number 1 is be bold. Now, this can be hard, and I took like this personality test. I'm like an extrovert among extroverts, and it is even hard for me to walk up to somebody and say, "Hi, I'm Emily, let's be friends." But for those of you who are extroverts, I have been told by my introverted friends that sometimes that is the biggest blessing in the whole entire world, because it's much harder for an introvert to do that. If it's hard for an extrovert, it's got to be really hard for an introvert. So if you are an extrovert, be bold. Walk up and just say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. Let's be friends." It sounds really silly, but I cannot tell you how many, at least, acquaintances I have made. And now some of those acquaintances are going to stick. Some of them are not. Some people are going to want to talk to you. And if they don't want to talk to you, you just let it roll off, okay? Some people don't want any more friends. But I cannot tell you how many moms I have talked to or met that have been isolated, probably just like you. There are so many moms out there, and we need each other. And one reason why I say go to the watering hole is because back in the day, women didn't have, I don't think they had this problem enough, because there was an actual watering hole. You'd bring your kids, you'd bring your laundry, you'd sit around and you'd scrub and you'd talk and you'd talk and you'd talk and you'd talk about the struggles of your day, and then you'd laugh about them, and then you'd cry about them. Okay, so you need to go where the other women are, because you need to be in community with other women. So be bold, make a friend. Now, if you want to be a little bit more covert, okay, here's the secret code of I want to be your friend for moms at the park. Your daughter is so cute. How old is she? Okay, how many times have you yourself asked that question? You're like feeling awkward, your kids are playing together, and then like, what do I say to this mom? The how old is she question, or how old is he question, is a perfect conversation starter. What's her name? Oh, how did you pick that name? You gotta have like questions in your mind ready to go. And everybody wants to talk about their kid's name. Everybody wants to talk about their kid, how old they are. Oh, they seem to be really interested in that. Just say nice, interactive things, okay? And if you have to practice, like I kind of had to like go through like, what do I say? What do I say? I'm going to meet people at the park today. How am I going to start a conversation with them? You have to be purposeful. Again, you have responsibilities, gives you purpose. That means you have to think about what you do before you do it, okay? So prepare in your mind. How am I going to do this? Be bold. And rejection is a real thing. I've had moms who don't really want to talk to me. I've gotten the stink eye before. Like, that's okay. Maybe they're having a rough day. Maybe they got something going on. I don't know. I wish them well. I hope they have a friend to talk to about it, you know? The next one is be vulnerable. I cannot tell you how important this is. You don't need to pretend like you got it all together. No. You're going to make much more friends being honest and humble and vulnerable. I think the prime example of this, my very clever sister, this was in high school. I was older, I was in college, and I came to observe her class for a teaching thing. And I was observing her teacher, but also observing her. And if you need to walk by, you just let me know. And she didn't go to middle school with everybody, and she was a freshman, didn't know very many people. So the teacher had called on her to read, and he was like, pick somebody else to read, pick one of your friends. And she was like, I could not believe that she said this. She was like, oh, I don't have any friends. And she said it in such a way that she wasn't like depressed. She was kind of laughing at herself like, yeah, I don't know anybody. I don't have any friends. And so now what was the reaction of all the nice girls in the room? I'll be your friend? Like literally 3 girls who were sitting next to each other. Oh, I'll be your friend? Oh, okay, great. We just made friends. Okay, and I'm not saying that you should do like exactly that. But the principle is, if you're vulnerable with people, people see you as a genuine person. And it's nice. Like, if I see somebody in need, I want to help them. I want to be their friend, right? So you have to be humble enough to be vulnerable. I find that I think it's easier for somebody to help you than for them to ask for help when the relationship is not developed yet. So sometimes, like, if I'm trying to become friends with my neighbors, if we just moved in, for example, it's easier for me to ask to borrow their hammer, and then I owe them one, right? So you're beginning a relationship here. So being vulnerable. Say your kid is acting up at the park, and you're talking to another mom, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, my kid just hit your kid, it's totally wrong. Hey, I'm really struggling with this. What do you do? Your kid seems to be nice, right? Like, just laugh about it, be humble about it, be vulnerable. Or if somebody, whatever it is, if somebody says to you like, oh man, I've just had a bad day. Yeah, I've had those days too. Do you want to talk about it? I'll tell you about my bad day. I'll tell you about my embarrassing experience. Okay? Be genuine, be vulnerable. You don't have to pretend like you got it all together, because you don't. If you're a human person, you don't. And the last one is the golden rule. And this is kind of, again, tied to like evaluate your relationships. Maybe you're in this pickle because you haven't been treating people the way that you would want to be treated. If you want to have a friend, you need to treat them just like Jesus said. You need to treat them the way you would want to be treated. Now, not everybody is the same exact person. And so it's the principle, not exactly the specific act, I would say. Be thoughtful to another person. What does this new friend like? How can I serve this new friend? You don't have to be overwhelming. You don't have to be ingenuine, but you have to treat others with kindness and love and respect, okay? So be the friend that you would like to have, if that makes sense. So I think that's all I can say about it right now. I'm sure I'm going to remember something that I forgot, but I really would like to emphasize this one on my way out, the evaluate responsibility. I think a lot of times we have friends out of convenience, or just friends out of habit. We're not thinking purposefully about our relationships as in how to serve our families and how to serve our churches and our communities around us. And friendships are not just for taking in. They are absolutely for serving others and serving the Lord. So I hope this was an encouragement to you. If you like this video, please share it. Share it on your Facebook page. Share it on your everything, on your Instagram, okay, girl? Get the word out. It's not so hard to make friends. And then the second thing is, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
Help me, Mama.